what we are doing is not being needed, we will give a bow. Other people continue to do it. That is the struggle. But one thing is sure, we are not going to abandon the struggle because of these refracts, these inconsequential human beings, greedy people who have taken the struggle as a personal business, taking it to harass, seduce women, destroy people, girls because of their selfish interest. We are not going to allow that to happen. We have come here and we make sure on this platform our people will get the gospel for the restoration of Biafra. And after we have come and gone, as our leader has said, people will wish that people like this will come again. And the second point you spoke about, talking about people, Mazi, I'm not sure whether I'm getting it right.
No, AJ, you say about the memo about agent provocateurs or something like that.
The memo that Onyendu just released?
I think so.
Yes, I'm sure. He said, what are we doing to make sure that we separate these agent provocateurs from? We have been doing a lot before now about these agent provocateurs. That's why there are certain things we know. When it comes to the table of the DOS, we said no. We are not saying no because of what? It's because we have some information about that. Maybe before you even come, we are aware of that. This is a leadership that if something comes to Mazi Doziem from another angle, and if it concerns me or where I am overseeing, he will contact. He will say, please, can you look at this? We'll tell him, oh, this person, we know about him. It goes through the media. Mazi Farmer will be contacted. We will investigate. We don't take information just. So for the agent provocateurs, we have kept them where they belong. They have tried in, I don't know whether people knew that before, if the DOS is having meeting, some people in the DOS will open the line of a meeting, a very sensitive meeting DOS is having, and third parties will be listening to it. Third parties. Is it right? I want to ask everybody listening. A struggle of this magnitude, that the DOS will be called for a meeting, somebody, saboteurs, agent provocateurs, because they want to destroy the leadership. They will be doing what? Transmitting our meeting to a third party. We don't even know. Before you finish meeting, some of them will be using it to rant on the social media. Some of them will, even to the point, meeting will finish. Some of them will have the impetus to call Chief Edoziem. I heard what you people discuss in the DOS. Why should you do that kind of thing? This is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Maybe they can come as a Chief Edoziem. And pull his tongue. I will do that. We are in a struggle where any decision we make, it have the consequences. Also, somebody have just reminded me about the memo we gave to the media house. Yes, this memo, before even our leader bring out the handwriting, I think that memo have been released to the public. Even before our leader brought his written message, before our leader gave in a cager, Mazi Doziem wrote them, and that document was sent through DHL to them, telling them to stop linking the Perima group with IPO, because we have done it. If you found out Daily Post, we are going to blacklist Daily Post, because there is something we are working on. Daily Post, because we found out that if this criminal make a tweet, if he threatens Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have somebody in Daily Post who is promoting what he is doing. Daily Post, we are going to come hard on them. Just let us finish what we are doing. Daily Post will be banned. And people unsubscribe Daily Post from this evening. No Biafra will be allowed. We are going to bring out a memo. People will not buy any newspaper called Daily Post in Nigeria. Any Biafra. It will be blacklisted. Because we realize that Daily Post, they have their connection in Daily Post. That even if he tweets and insult, like Mazi gave the instruction, it will insult Mazi Nnamdi, and Daily Post will be the one to take it and they promote. Daily Post is the first person to publish anything he is writing. As crime is going on, it's Daily Post that will tell you he is not the one responsible for the crimes that is happening in Biafra land, and with no evidence, with no anything. But when we are telling the world, we are giving them evidence. What is happening? We are seeing it on the video. You see them. These things are things we have done a lot, trying to stop all these people linking IPOB. If you could remember some months back when I came on air, I told them if you take Biafra flag again, and we are ready. We have already instructed Biafrans even to buy Nigerian flags and keep. If they use Biafra flag to display with criminals, there will be a burning of Nigerian flag or in 100 and something countries. We will put up a day to burn Nigerian flag and they disgrade the flag. If they dare use the Nigerian flag to place these criminals, to show the world the Biafrans are criminals, if they dare it, and we are watching them very, very carefully. Because we have asked people, buy Nigerian flag, keep it. Any day you see, we will flood the social media with burning of Nigerian flag. I think the Nigeria was just crying a few days ago, asking people from Niger, please don't burn our flags. They were begging people in Niger, please don't burn Nigerian flag. You see, it's telling them. Imagine when IPOB will take up that. And since that time we said that, they have reduced by parading these criminals with the Biafran flag. The letter, the memo given to them, we waited for them for a change. If you look at the date, it's long time that memo has been given to them, and they are not doing anything. That's why the leadership make it public. That's to show you what we are doing, even behind the scenes, trying to stop them from linking. But we have realized it is not enough because they are being sponsored by the government. They are being sponsored. They know what they're doing. They know they are using him. It is the same Daily is calling and call him the Prime Minister. Mazi Kanu has been there. They never call him the Prime Minister of Biafra. They don't call him. They don't call him. It's difficult for them to call him the leader.
Mazi, do you remember we started simple name Director.
Thank you.
Director.
We started even, they refused. Even if they call him Mazi Kanu, they will call him leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. Are you understanding that? Leader of the proscribed indigenous people. You remember in the court last time when Mazi Kanu said it is not proscribed. He's not a leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. He's the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Some of them twisted it that Mazi Kanu have denied IP Biafra in the court. But this person, they call him the Prime Minister of Biafra government in exile. This is what Nigerian newspaper is writing. Because they are being paid to project him. You see their flyer, he put himself, the same thing he did is what Tony something, I don't know, Tony Monye or was doing. He was doing it in UK and this thing. We put Ojukwu, put Nnamdi Kanu as leaders. He is now the Prime Minister. Eperima is doing the same thing. He put Nnamdi Kanu, he's leader of indigenous people of Biafra. He is the Prime Minister of Biafra. You understand the point? So, we are doing these things, and we are not going to end only by the media. We have other clandestine ways we are handling these issues that cannot be discussed even on the social media or on the radio. It is left for the leadership. We know because the more you say what you have, the more they go to counter it. You're supposed to know that. People, sometimes it is the government agent come and poke us. What are you people doing? They want to push us to say what we don't supposed to say because they are searching for information. Their agents are everywhere. If you say you did something, you can also say, give evidence of what you did. You can also say, I'm giving evidence. But these ones, they just talk and claim things they don't even know about. When they see something on social media, Mazi, are you sure my voice is coming out? People are saying my voice is not coming out. Please, can you confirm?
Mazi, your voice is coming out, please.
Okay.
Your voice is coming out crystal clear, please. Go.
Yeah. Okay. So at the end of the day, my sister, we have things we are doing. We cannot share it. Even if you put your hands into our stomach.
And I'm going to hand over the platform to Mazi Abanyim, the European representative. Mazi, please welcome to the program with your group. Over to you, please. Go on.
Thank you, Mazi Jonathan. Thank you so much. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night to some of you, depending on your time zone, your location. Good evening, Biafrans in Europe. My name is Mazi Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great Abanyim. I am the European representative of indigenous people of Biafra. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great. I come from Ami Kechuku. Ami Kechuku is in Biafra, in all the province of Biafra land. So it is always a great.
maka ekunume na na-emekwari PM gwa m na oteghi na-akpọ na phone concerning issue n'onwe brief on everything animal all of that. I'm sorry for that. Concerning issue n'onwe na Lagos, a place called Abulado, anakụkpọsi ụlọ ndị Igbo dị ya akụtụsi ụlọ ha emekwa m few calls ka mmadụ ihe wee kwuo na ụlọ bụ na efe eche n'ebe ahụ ọnọdụ na ekwesịghị elu ụlọ dị ya enu ndị Igbo jejegokọsị ya na a na-agwa ha na-ego ya na kwuo na o nwere ihe ya eme. So the only thing bụ aghọtara m ihe ị na-akpọnụ ka akpọba Asorok mebe kọntaktị ka ha wee nwee ike stọpụ ha. But na ekwesịghị ịma na distance echigo many times warning concerning all this issue ka ọcha ndị Igbo be anyị na egwu a na-agba nkịta. Problem ndị Igbo nwere bụ na ha were ego meruchi ihe niile bụ ego. Anyị adịghị political in life. Agbụrụ ọbụla adịghị political in life enweghị ebe ha ji azụ eje. Ha ya bụ confused people until ha adị political in life. Average onye Igbo ọbụla believe na ego bụ everything, ego abụghị everything. So tribe anyị na-eme ya. Ihe akpọ onye Igbo asị nwanne gị nọ n'isi si ya na ihe dị otu a stop one ya ikwucha ya ọkweghị ọ pụọ n'azụ ọ sị na ị na-aghọrị ya aghọrị ị chọghị ka o mee investment n'ebe ya bụ tomorrow to make a sort big money. They went and be doing the things they want. Then when the problem comes ha kpọkasịba na phone ka na-egbu ha na-enyere ha aka achị ikuri ụlọ niile dị ebe a si kurie ya because Undu stupid, very stupid. Jidofo eze nwa ọ gwasịghị ọnụ na ihe ngwago unu maka concerning some of set up all this tribe na set unu but unu amaghọ. Let me tell you, all this Lagos unu na-ego ana na invest ndị Igbo na-alụpịa ebe ahụ ị na-ego ana sometimes jee na map allocation jụọ onwe gị kedu ebe ahụ eri ahụ ị na-ego ana kedu ihe edebe ya for. A place called Amodofe ndị Igbo gorigo is an industrial area. Aya anụ ụlọ niile ahụ unu nwere na Amo in the year 2040, in the year 2035. The reason iji afụ federal government iji arụ rail concerning ha na ndị Niger because major of these people na-achị Nigerians today migrated from Niger na-emepesi everything before the year 2035. Oye ya fall. Every politician knows about that. Oye ga-etipịa major thing na Nigeria ga-enwe income ga-etipịa. Ụlọ niile a unu na-alụ na location ebe ndị Yoruba ụnọ ihe dị otu a ya adị ya we be 6 mgbe onye ọbụla ya azọba onwe ya. If possible the year 2040 Nigeria cannot be one again. Then ọ bụrụ na ha ya abụ one nọrọ restructuring steeti ọbụla ya ewepụta laws ha. Ụlọ niile ahụ unu lụrụ na location ebe constitution kwuru na steeti na ebe a bụ industrial area ị ga-eluzie ya. Nwere ihe ekwute about it. And the onwe court ihe eji eje na the world onwe ebe ị ga-eje kpịa ma ekpegbu because na allocation kwuru na ebe a bụ industrial area. Ha ma ụma bụ unu nkịtị ka unu na-edevelop be ha niile because ha ma na lost to tribe ka unu bụ ndị nzuzu. Tribe niile mụ ya. Onye Hausa ga-ebulu efi ofu ala ha ji na-enwe ehi 5,000 bịa na Lagos lesia ya bukọrọ ego ya na jee na be ha jedebe ya. So business niile na-ahapụ n'ala Igbo ndị Yoruba afọ ya na onweghị onye Yoruba ya je lụọ ụlọ n'ala Igbo o mepee any business. Dangote cement the most to ebe ọ kacha ele afịa bụ na Eastern region na the whole Nigeria after Lagos. Eastern region but na onweghị ofu mkpụrụ warehouse nke o ji enwe depo any investment. The most richest man recorded in Africa. Enweghị ofu mkpụrụ ya na East. Ọ bụ na onye Igbo dị ka Dangote, each steeti ọ bụ na ọ ga-alụ ihe ha ka ofu nnekwu ahịa, ofu biggest depo, a wee na-etu ya afa. Ndị nzuzu a wee na-etu ya nnekwu afa because unu adịghị political in life. O nwere ihe unu ma. You understand? He watch Dangote na afụgo problem a na-enwe na Nigeria. Obido na-ebupu investment ya na invest in other African country. Na-ahapụ natazi few na Nigeria in case Nigeria crash echi ka o nwee ike survive. Unu adịghị political in life. You got to go? So na call niile na-receive o nwere ihe mmenwu maka ya. Achọsị kurisie ụlọ niile ahụ dị na Bulado, sị kurisie ha ncha. Unu bụ agbụrụ na-ezuzu ezuzu. Unu nwere ana Igbo ya eme investment. Kedu ihe ma eji akwa elu ndị na-ewu iwu?
When I was much younger, the first, who he took over the position. But like you said earlier, Dr. Abati, I did listen to you. It's quite a significant visit because obviously it raises a lot of questions, and there's that significant link between the Benin people and the people of Lagos. And, you know, like you said, it's sort of a homecoming for him. But, you know, a lot of people have talked about the fact that the Oba's visit, saying that, you know, Tinubu was ordained by God. I don't know if he might be in the position to talk about that. The Oba's visit also elicited other commentaries, one of which was that Lagos was built by the people of Benin, a statement that has generated controversy in Nigeria, both in the past and currently.
You know, I don't want to mention something that will now drag me into the controversy of Benin and Lagos. I cannot help but say that at least it is in history books that Benin founded Lagos. But when some people will hear it now, they go haywire and say, what is the Oba saying there again? But it is true. Well, check out the records. Maybe not all over Lagos as we know it now, but certain area in Lagos, maybe the nucleus of Lagos was founded by my ancestors. The Oba of Lagos will say so. I'm sure you know that he will always emphasize that he comes from Benin. Everybody knows. But the source of Lagos is Benin, whether or not even here he likes it or not.
Well, a little bit of history there, more history. I mean, It is the truth. A lot of people know this, but I mean, it's good that he's coming out again to say, if you recall during the election time, that whole story about Lagos is no man land. I think that, you know, his statement there puts a lot to rest in that regard.
This was what I said during the election time. That went viral. Let me quote what the Oba of Lagos said in an interview in 2017 that says from the Guardian that said Lagos Oba traces origin to Benin. They said, but last week in Lagos, the Oba said Lagos State is not part of Yoruba land. According to a statement from Iga Dugano, the palace of the Lagos Oba, Oba Akiolu was quoted as saying, I was told by my late maternal grandmother, who was a descendant of Oba of Nware Egweasi, with facts from historical book, and let me share the knowledge with you. Modern day Lagos was founded by Prince Ado, son of Oba of Benin. Prince Ado was the first Oba of Lagos, and it was then named the town Eko until the Portuguese explorer Rui de Segura changed the maritime town to Lagos, which at that time from 1942 was a Portuguese expedition. So I think Dr. Abati has even stated the history. These were the things I talked about in a piece that a lot of people kept on. You see, even those that are claiming to be Lagosians, a lot of them are not Lagosians. Because of political expediency, they now start to claim Lagos. The true Lagosians know each other. So on that score, the Oba was right, and that's why we always read history, because somebody took paper, wrote articles abusing me and saying all sorts, just because I recounted the history that in the history book that has been reiterated. And the Oba of Lagos reiterated that again. The part that he said that is God, no. Our political system gets our leaders. Let's not put God into this at all. I don't like when we put that narrative in. No. Our political system throws up our leaders. So what are we going to say about the judgments? A lot of people have been complaining. Is it God that is in the Supreme Court? Is it God that is in the appeal court? Is it God that makes all those judgments? Yeah. Is it also God that put the clerical error in Kanu judgments? Let's just leave God out of our... Except Nigerians learn to understand that participation in the political process is what heralds leaders. And if you don't participate, if you continue to be indifferent, you get the kind of leaders you get. If you don't understand that, then the country doesn't move forward. Because even in the last election, Oji, I need to say this importantly as a wrap-up, that a lot of Nigerians are saying Nigerians came out to vote. Nigerians didn't come out to vote in these last elections. Let's not deceive ourselves. Voter apathy was still very high. For a country with over 80 to 90 million voters, less than 30 to 40 million people decided who was president. Right. Well, and that's still very low. Until we have something like other countries where you have over 65, 70% voters, we can't build this country. So stop being indifferent. Come out and make your voices heard. Right. That's all.
Well, Rufai, you made a lot of points. And, while I agree with you, the Oba, who, is a monarch, is also a Nigerian citizen and has his own opinion. And, if he says it's God that ordained Chinedu, that is his opinion, right? But also, Dr. Abati, I love the fact that the Lagos State governor took him to that Yoruba museum, and they had that type of cultural interaction between the people of Benin and the people of Lagos. I think it's another feat for the Lagos State government. I mean, that museum is not fully open, but when it's open, it will be a nice addition to the cultural landscape.
Good thing, good optics.
Yes.
Knowing that the Oba himself, somebody who has a very strong interest in the preservation of culture and monuments and museums, and retrieving stolen artifacts and giving our culture a pride of place. On the point that he made about Benin having founded Lagos, well, when Mr. Feni was on the program, he said, look, at a time, the Benin Kingdom stretched all the way to the Republic of Benin, the great Benin Empire. It was an empire just like the Oyo Empire in those days. And earlier on, I tried to give a bit of history, as told by the present Oba of Lagos himself, about Prince Ado, who was the first king in 1630. And then how there's that connection. And that's the point that the Oba of Benin was making. That, look, this is like coming home for him, more or less. But, people are very emotional about history. One fellow I see has quickly written a piece about me saying I should not give a history lecture on Lagos. Well, I wasn't giving a history lecture. People should not project their own illiteracy, because I found the reaction by the person, very abusive. He said, I said Prince Ado married Irelu Kuti. Well, Irelu Kuti, he has correctly pointed out, is the daughter of Prince Ado, and truly the mother of Ologun Kutere, who later also became king. But people should learn not to be emotional, okay? When you say Lagos belongs to all of us, Lagos is the most cosmopolitan center, nobody is taking Lagos away from the Lagosians. So I found the emotionalism of some characters who call themselves indigenous persons, even when the Eleko himself does not react, emotionally like that to bits of history. They should learn and try to speak like educated people. That's one. The point.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 30th day of November 2023. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this hallowed platform. This is a place where we also gather. We all gather. The rallying point, a place where we worship. Even invite your enemies. We have our FM stations speaking on many parts of Biafra land. You can tune in on THK 102.1 and you can be hearing us live and direct on parts of Biafra land. Also, you can download IPOB Community Radio. It's a very low data consuming application through which you can be listening to Radio Biafra London. It is here it all started. Remember, this is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in the enemy dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our supreme leader. He is still in the Nigerian Secret Police Secret Police confinement, solitary confinement. Remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya down to Nigeria since 2021, going to 3 years now. He has been there illegally. He was renditioned down to Nigeria, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is holding a British passport, which makes what they did a crime committed against a British citizen. But Britain is in tacit support of what they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of what he represents. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents the liberation of Biafrans, genuine liberation, not a flag independence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been talking about the evil committed by the British Empire, by the United Kingdom against Biafrans. They have been sucking our oil. They have been, doing one-sided, lopsided business. Now they created Nigeria as a business center for their own interests, sole interests. What is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu preaching? That if we want to be together in a place, in a contraption, it should be on our will, not against our will. It should be us that we discuss and negotiate on that which terms. Maybe Yoruba will agree, Igbo will agree, Fulani will agree, Hausa will agree, Awori will agree, Jukunu will agree. Every tribe that wishes to join, we agree together under terms, under our own terms. But lo and behold, it is not so. We are in Nigeria today under duress. We are congregated, forced to be in Nigeria today under duress, by force of guns. That is what Britain wants. So that as we are fighting each other because our values are not the same, Britain is busy cutting away, looting, exploiting our land. That is what they created. Because you might not know, but the drilling point, the loading point, drilling point and loading point of our crude oil into the ships by the British and all European and Western companies, Italian Eni, Shell, BP, Texaco, and all of them, Total, that there is no meter. They don't have any meter showcasing or recording the amount of crude oil being loaded off Nigeria. No. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this the first time, when I had it, I said no, maybe inside my head I said no, this is one of the this is one of the just ordinary saying that came into his mouth. He just said it. But sometime later, to my greatest surprise, I found a direct confirmation of this from NNPC boss, big boss. He said it openly that there is no meter in a point of loading crude oil out of Nigeria. There is no meter to read how many. It's any amount that the foreigners declare, that the British declare to Nigerian government. That is what goes. Therefore, they can be loading 7 million barrels of oil per day, but they will come and declare 1.5, and they will take it like that. Inside that 1.5, they will divide it into 3 and take 2 to third, and also declare, to the government post. That is what is happening since decades till today. You say it's verifiable. That is the truth. That is why Britain, they don't want anything that will remove them from the looting, the stealing, the robbery, daylight robbery that is going on in Biafra land by the British government. British companies looting everywhere dry. That is why anytime they say Nigeria must be one, and they have created it as a business, institution whereby some group of people you call elites, Nigeria elites, politicians, political elites, they can get also their crumbs from there. Britain gives them crumbs, which they can amount to billions of dollars also. So they eat from there. So they help Britain in making sure that Nigeria remains under gunpoint, under duress, remains one. That is the reason why any person that is talking say no. Any public statement by any politician, first of all, say that the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. Nigeria must remain one. Now ask yourself, which other country do you hear this type of statement? Let us be frank to ourselves. Which other country do you hear this type of statements from their political elites? Anytime they say no, there must be one Rwanda. Have you heard it? That the unity of Rwanda is not negotiable. That the unity of Namibia is not negotiable. Every time, right from 1960 to today, they are still fighting for unity of Nigeria. Which other country on earth have you been hearing this? Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, the problem we are having, and I used to reiterate it here, that the problem we are having is not only the politicians. I don't see it as the politicians, no. It is the way, the mentality of millions of Nigerians, so-called Nigerians. The way we reason. That is the main problem. Do you understand me? That is the main problem we are having. If we start reasoning in a different way, we will now find out that, look, we are duped. And all of us as people, the masses will rise up and say, no, let us either renegotiate our unity. If people rise up, how many military? Nigeria has less than 300,000 military. Or maybe 400,000 police force. So, what can they do? How many people would they kill? We keep on saying this, and that is the reality. It is the people that are, the level of understanding is too low. Ignorance is high. So, that's why people continue managing. People continue living in bondage in that zoo called Nigeria. But we, Biafrans, we have chosen, in order to rise up to what belongs to us, in order to rise up and liberate ourselves from the shackles of bondage. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted this hallowed platform where we preach liberation. Liberation and liberation and liberation, both physical and mental. Because genuine physical liberation, there will be no genuine physical liberation until you have mental emancipation. That is why we go on 360 degrees in this hallowed platform, so that once we are free, we become free indeed. Not half free or 1/4 free. No, it is more dangerous. It is more dangerous. Either you are free or you are not. There is no two ways about it. Therefore, I once again welcome to you, each and every one of you, onto this hallowed platform today, being the 30th day of November 2023. I am repeating the date so that you know that we are here live and direct. Today is Obochi Afo. Therefore, draw nearer to your listening devices. What is happening to, I used to hear people talk about peace, peace, peace in Igbo land. Oh, peace in Igbo land. Oh, let us continue maintaining peace in our land. And I continue asking, do we really have peace? One time I preached about peace at what, condition? Peace. What is the condition of the peace? We are shouting peace, 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 peace. What condition? For us to continue being slaves, and we look at if you talk about Imo State, I was talking with somebody. We say here now there is a uneasy calm in Imo State, in our land. Uneasy calm, as this man has bought his way into power. Now there is uneasy calm. Now, do you look at it as peace? Do you look at it as peace? Until when are we going to continue managing this type of peace at our detriment, at our cost? Is it not to do this thing once and for all and be liberated? In the front, continue as human beings, instead of living like animals. Every time, no, we want a peace, peace, peace. Peace at whose cost? At whose cost, I ask all the time. At whose cost? Let us stop shouting this peace, 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 peace. Whereas even peace we don't have. In Nigeria, there is no peace. Whether you like it or not, in Nigeria, there is no peace. Look at what happened in Imo State last time, during the election, or governorship, gubernatorial election. The governor just hijacked, pursued to order the hotel owners in the whole of Imo State to drive that they hire their hotel rooms by force from 4th to 11. 1 week. Hotel owners. I hope by now they are still eating the money of Hope Uzodimma. I hope by now they are still eating. How do you think that this is how it's supposed to be in a country? The politician will just rise up early in the one morning and just say one thing and it becomes a law. You just wrote every hotel owner that I need your hotel room. They don't care about the people that booked the hotel before for weeks, if not months. Now you cancel all those ones, and now you have to, because are we in a feudal system? Are we in a feudal system? Why do we want this type of peace? This type of peace, I don't like it. I don't want it. We don't need it. Instead of living like animals, like slaves in our own land, we are shouting, hey, no, not make noise because of the peace. Which kind of peace? Where somebody can just rig himself into power and everybody will be calm because we want peace. And people will be murdered at broad daylight. Nothing happens. Dead bodies, corpses will be found in Log Panther, and there is no investigation, nothing. It makes known, everybody keeps quiet and as if nothing is happening because we want peace. Which kind of artificial peace is this? Anything you want to, no, don't bring it to Igbo land. We want peace. And people now, you say we want peace. Oh, peace. At whose cost? At whose cost? Whereas people are being butchered every day, secretly. But no, don't react. We want peace. What type of peace? Ask yourself, is it peace at your detriment? You are peace with our heads all the time. We have no law. Everybody, look at what is happening in Lagos. They're destroying Igbo people's properties. It's peace. At our cost, it's peace. We want peace, nothing. No, don't react because otherwise you bring anarchy. No, we want peace. What type of peace is that? I used to say this right from beginning of my broadcast here, and I've made that discovery, and I stand by it. You see, the type of people in Western Africa, they are mostly the bite of Biafra, mostly where you call the church